Hey guys, long overdue video. Should have done this a long time ago, but have just been so busy with things, have not had a chance to get around to it, so better late than never, right? What I'll tell you about today is a book that I think that is very important for you to pick up. We have a lot of information available to us online, but books and having things in written format are a very valuable tool. You need to have a good written library of books as reference sources, because if we're ever in a situation without power for an extended period of time, anything that we've got stored in electronic media, chance you're not going to be able to access it. Having a good old written hardback, paperback book, however, you can have access to indefinitely. You need a good library to cover all your various subjects and topics. This particular one is titled Retreat Security and Small Unit Tactics. It's by David Kobler and Mark Goodwin. You'll know David Kobler as Southern Prepper One. If you don't know Southern Prepper One's channel, welcome to the modern age. I don't know if you've been asleep or whatever, but I definitely encourage you to check out his YouTube channel. There's a ton of invaluable information that David gives on his channel. Well worth your time to sit down and watch his videos. This was a collaboration book that he did, again with Mark Goodwin, and it's exactly on what the title says. Retreat Security and Small Unit Tactics. It's about setting up your defensive scenarios and situations for your preparedness group, be it getting the initial setups in place for defending your retreat and establishing those small unit tactics that you'll need to carry out those defensive measures. It's a small book, and I'll go ahead and show you the cover so you can look it up. It's available on Amazon. It's not very thick. As you can see, it's pretty thin. Not really small writing, but it's fairly well sized. This is not meant to be a really in-depth technical manual. If you just came out of Ranger School, this is probably going to seem a little bit on the low end for you. It's not necessarily meant for you guys that just come out of Ranger School. This is meant for folks that primarily probably don't have any military experience, or you were in a position maybe in the military that didn't involve necessarily a lot of actual infantry work, that sort of thing. But honestly, even for guys that have done that, it's a good refresher. It's a good reminder of some things that you may have unintentionally forgot about. It's very simple, very basic. David Mark do a good job of avoiding getting into a lot of the really in-depth acronyms that a lot of things like the Ranger Handbook and things like that get into, that you can kind of get lost if you don't really understand what all the different acronyms and terminology means. So this is in really simple layman's terms. Again, it's very basic. It's just touching on the initial topics that you'd need to get into. Mark and David are going to be coming out with another book that's going to be a follow-up to this, that, as I understand, it's going to be getting in a little bit more in-depth into things as you go. This would be a good book for somebody just starting out. It's a good book if you are a more experienced person and just excuse me, need some good refreshers. It's a good book to have on hand to pass out to people. Maybe you've already got all this stuff down pat, but you've got new people that you're bringing on board that you need to bring up to speed. This is something that's simple and easy. You can loan it to them. They can read it in a night or two before bed or whatever. Folks that you may be trying to wake up and get interested in things, good to hand to them. You're not handing them a big, huge, thick handbook that they've got no clue what they're reading. This is far simpler, like I said. So again, Great book if you're, again, looking at it to be, you know, a ranger handbook or something like that. You're looking at it the wrong way. Outside of that, highly recommend it. Again, it's Retreat Security and Small Unit Tactics by David Kobler and Mark Goodwin. It's available on Amazon, and I think it's like 11 or 12 bucks. Don't hold me to that. I'd have to go look up and see. I read it in probably an hour or so at the most with a cup of coffee. Easy to do, especially if you've already got, you know, a fairly well grounded understanding of things. But there were things that it made me even think of and pop back into my head. Hey, you know what? I'd kind of forgotten about that. So check it out. There it is. Take care, guys, and we'll see you later.